Hi, I'm Michael Eskew, and this is Lunar Assault. In Lunar Assault, two players are fighting head-to-head to destroy the other player's stations. Players can win by either destroying their opponent's commander station or by destroying any two stations. Each player also has a security protocol station as well as a fuel depot station. Each station has different functions once they're revealed. When the game starts, players are going to take their three stations and place them in the three columns. The players choose where they want each station, but keep it hidden from their opponent. Each station also starts with the 2 hit points facing their opponent. Players throughout the game are going to be charging their laser. As the laser charges, it becomes more and more powerful, and then when they fire their laser, it will send that much of an attack towards the station that's directly across from it. For example, if this laser were charged up to this level here, it would be firing 2 attack in the station directly across from it. When a station receives damage, it rotates to decrease that number. Once it gets down to the 1 level, or the 1 hit point, any damage beyond that will flip it to the opposite side and reveal what it is. Throughout the course of the game, players will be charging and firing their lasers. They will also be moving their laser cannon, across the 3 different columns. There are 8 different actions a player can choose from, and the way the turn sequence works is the active player will choose one of those actions, and the opposing player will then try and guess which action they've selected. So for example, if the blue player here were to select charge and fire, they would put their finger on it, hiding it from the other player, covering it with their hand, or holding it underneath the table. The other player guesses to see if they can figure out what that player intends to do. If the player guessing is correct, then the active player loses their turn and it moves on to the other player. If they're incorrect, then the player carries out the action they've selected. For example, in this case, the player chose charge and fire. They would charge their cannon. In this case, they would flip it over to the other side, and they would then fire it. Anytime a laser is fired, it gets completely discharged to the other side, and it now becomes a shield. Shields absorb damage. Each laser cannon has a shield, and also one of the stations, the fuel depot, has shields that act the same as the shield on the laser. Some of the other functions are repair. Players can use that action to repair their stations. There's just a simple fire. But there's also move and fire, charge and fire. Move and fire means you're going to move and then fire. You'd have to be on a laser first, so you move and fire. Charge and fire means you would charge and then fire from there. On the other side, we have a couple different charge options. We have charge and move, meaning you would charge and then move to an adjacent column. We also have double charge and triple charge. The reason for the different charging levels are your opponent's going to guess how aggressive you're going to be. Sometimes it pays to be more aggressive, but your opponent, any action that they guess of yours, they can prevent you from doing that action. For example, discharge enemy is used to completely discharge a player's laser cannon. For example, if a player were completely charged, the opponent can guess discharge enemy, or it can select discharge enemy to discharge it all the way to the shield level here. But if the blue player were completely charged and they wanted to fire, they want to make sure they don't get discharged. So what they may do is anytime the other player takes their action, they may choose the action that they don't want the other player to do. Meaning, if it's the red player's turn, the blue player may guess discharge enemy, and if the red player had selected discharge enemy, then they lose their turn. However, if they selected any other action, they would carry it through. But by being able to guess what action you think the other player is going to do, it also allows you to prevent them from carrying out that specific action. Now keep in mind there are multiple ways to charge the cannon and there are multiple ways to fire. So there's always a way to damage your opponent in some way. As I mentioned, once one player has destroyed either 2 different stations or destroyed the other player's commander station, they immediately win the game.